And you told me before, and in the interview, there is a movie in preparation.
Yes.
Can you explain a bit what is the,
Yes.
the screenplay?
Oh my gosh, yeah, this is so exciting.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, we're working with an incredible team. For any of you viewers who might have watched the movie Fatima, which came out a couple of years ago, the producer of that movie is a woman named Holly Carney. She's one of the producers on this project. And then the other producer, the main producer, is a man named Lucas Foster, who is actually one of the biggest producers in Hollywood. He's made some of the biggest hits in Hollywood. Movies like Man on Fire, Crimson Tide, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, Ford versus Ferrari, Morbius. I mean, I can't even think. He's made many movies.
Yeah?
Well, I know them because I've gotten to know him. And so he makes global films. And he is producing this movie. And this is going to be unlike anything that's been done before. It's not a documentary. It will be scripted. And we're not gearing it to a Catholic audience, and we're intentionally not gearing it to a Catholic audience, because if we gear it to a Catholic audience, only Catholics will come see it, and we don't need to evangelize the evangelized. We want to reach people who are not evangelized, and making the movie that we're making as a Lucas Foster production, we believe firmly that this is going to reach a global audience. And so we're calling it, this is not the name of the movie right now, we're calling it the Medjugorje Movie Project. But the movie is not, it's not going to be about the apparitions, actually. It's not going to be about the visionaries. It's not going to be about the events of what's happening in terms of the phenomenon. What we're focusing on is the fruits. What is it that happens to someone when they come here? What do they encounter? And how does that change their life? That's the focus of the movie. And what was so beautiful was when we went with this idea, Holly, when she first we came here to Medjugorje with this idea, she had said, I can't make this movie if we don't have the support of the local church officials. And she said, I will only do it with their support. And I want to do it, if they don't want us to do it, we're not going to do it. And so we met with all of the church officials here, and every one of them, when we presented our idea, loved the idea and said that they felt like that's exactly what needed to be done. Because there's lots of wonderful documentaries about the apparitions, about the messages, about the visionaries and all of that. But we really want to show what are the graces of this place, what are the fruits of this place. And so we do know the storyline. We can't reveal that yet. We can't reveal that yet. We do know the storyline. We're very excited about the storyline. It's a true story.
You found a screenplay, right?
We will probably be back within the next month or two with the screenwriter. And Lucas has access to all of the top people in Hollywood. He believes he's gonna attach A-list actors, award-winning directors, screenwriters. He really wants. He's taken this project to heart. We brought him here a year ago, and he had. It was a powerful experience for him.
Why? What happened to him?
Well, I don't want to tell his story. That would be his story to tell. I can just say that he came here.
Was a Catholic, break Catholic?
He's a Jewish atheist. Was a Jewish atheist.
Yeah. Tell the story.
Only
a little. Okay.
I can just.
How do I get it out of you?
You'll have to get it out of him.
Okay.
I will only say because it's his story to tell. But he was deeply touched by it, and this will tell you everything. Yeah. Before I can share this with you. Yeah. Before he came here, Holly had given him all these books to read, so he was reading these books, and she was telling him about Medjugorje, and one of the things she said to him was, Lucas, did you know that 50 million people have been to Medjugorje? And his reaction to that was, what? 50 million people have gone to this little village in the middle of Bosnia and Herzegovina?
No way.
He didn't understand. After he came here, and he spent a week here, and he was blown away by the place, he turned to Holly and I, and he asked a different question. He no longer asked, why did 50 million people come here? At that point, he said, why have only 50 million people come here? And he said, our movie's going to change that.
Wow, you give me goosebumps. That's.
Yeah, so we're very excited about it. We are.
This is a long way for a Jewish man. I studied
It's
as a Jewish rabbi.
Yeah,
I know.
Yes. It's a long way for yes. But he came here. He said when I came here, I just knew I needed to have an open heart and see what happens, and he did. And it was a powerful experience. And so now he's making this movie, and I think it's going to be one of his greatest. I think it's going to be one of his greatest.
I believe he's on fire, and when you're on fire,
he's excited about this. He's very excited about it. So at this point, we are working. This with Lucas's track record in Hollywood, he could go into any studio he wants and get all of the money for the movie. But if we did that, the studio controls the film.
Yeah.
They control the content. They control everything from the title to the content to everything. And this film is too precious for that.
Yeah.
We made a decision from at the very beginning. We are going to find the money ourselves because we don't want anybody dictating the terms of the film. Primarily because Holly had told the church officials here that she would let them see the screenplay.
Yeah. That
she would let them add their input, their notes to it, and if we got money for the movie from a major studio, we would not be able to do that. And we want this done in collaboration with the church officials here. So because of that, we are seeking the funding ourselves. We already do have significant funding but we do need more. And that's the phase that we're at right now.
How can people spend money or give money?
There's a couple of different ways. We can take tax deductible donations. We do have a 501c3 attached, but people can also invest. And I'll give Tom all of the links to put in the description box.
The video.
So if you want to get a hold of us for any of those purposes, and just even to follow us on all of our social media, and be a part of the journey from the very beginning. So.
And how did you meet all these people? How did that thing got
let me tell you how this started. This is truly the hand of Our Lady. There's a producer in Hollywood. Her name is Jennifer Tadlock. She's a producer and a director in Hollywood. And one of her daughters was diagnosed with cancer at a young age. And it was stage 4 cancer. But as they were going through, and Jennifer and her family were Catholic, but not really practicing. As the whole family was going through this experience of her daughter having cancer, the whole family returned to praying the rosary. The whole family turned to faith. The whole family was converted by that. And eventually, her daughter was healed through medicine. So her daughter is well today. But after her daughter was healed, Jennifer felt such gratitude to the Lord and to Our Lady for bringing her family back to the church that she thought, I want to do something as a way of saying thank you to Our Lady. And so she thought, what could I do? How could I say thank you to Our Lady? And she thought, well, wait a minute, I'm in Hollywood. What if I make a movie about Medjugorje? And that's how the idea was born. And then she got connected with Holly, and the two of them contacted me to say, can you bring we want to go to Medjugorje, bring us to Medjugorje. And Holly, in the meantime, had been working for a couple of years with Lucas on a different project, and so Holly brought Lucas in, and that's kind of how this whole little motley crew got connected. So it was all the hand of Our Lady and our Lord.
I believe absolutely.
Yeah.
Because we need to create good content. We have because we have movies. It's something good, but we have to use it in a good intention.
Exactly, and that's this is. To be clear, this is going to be action. It's going to be adventure. It's going to be a Lucas Foster production.
Yeah.
But the heart of it is going to be the journey of one soul through Medjugorje and how Medjugorje changed this person's life.
Maybe we should use Lucas as an example. We will know. God knows.
God knows. Yes.
God knows.
Yes. That's all I can say about that.
And we will see it on screen.
Yes.
It will come. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.